eugenics database. They're obsessed with your bloodline. We'll be right back. I've been ranting and raving. It's just so painful to watch our country being dismantled. And now, hundreds of publications a month admitting global government, but then still mainline conservative talk show hosts won't talk about it because you're not supposed to, because for decades that we were told it didn't exist. I mean, these are total sellouts who think just regurgitating the same old tired mainline Republican talking points are going to save this country. And demonizing Ron Paul, who now even CBS News has to admit is in first or second place, according to the whole index of polls. But now they're saying, oh, forget him. We have Mr. Conservative, Newt Gingrich. That's coming up. All right, let's race through your calls. Mike in Texas, you're on the air. Welcome.
Hi, Alex. Man, you're on fire, brother. I've been a huge fan for a number of years. You woke me up back in 2005. I'd like to thank you for that. And I'd like to say that that first caller was correct. I work in OG&C, oil, gas, and chemicals, out on pipelines. My job takes me a lot of different places, and you're waking up people everywhere. I've been to Iraq, and I didn't believe a lot of things you were saying, but when the Iraqis came up to me and said they couldn't plant their heritage seeds and they had to buy GMO for Archer Daniels Midland and all these folks, I thought they were crazy until I actually investigated it. And
no, that was in the occupational government agreement. It's the aid. Look, they bulldozed in many areas their tangerine plantations, their olive groves. They make them plant. I mean, I get stuff wrong sometimes, but but I don't lie. Believe me, I wouldn't just say that.
Here to verify what you're saying. I've seen I worked in the Middle East for 18 years. And I've seen Afghanistan when it had no opium in it, okay? And then after the Americans went in there, there's opium fields as far as the eye can see. I mean...
And 5 years ago, it started coming out, and the troops were complaining, and Pat Tillman complained, so they killed him. That later came out. So now they just spun it, and they said, we'll just have all the news announce they're growing it, but say it's patriotic. Again, imagine the state police pull me over. They let me go because I hadn't done anything. And they're interrogating me about this and that. And I'm like, the government grows the opium and ships it in. You've got the nerve to pull me over when the government's criminal. You're wearing the government's uniform. I don't recognize you. I'm not a criminal. And I said, I want to search your police car. You work for a criminal system. The state police, when they got ordered to, stood down on the Texas Youth Commission rape rooms. I want to search you. I don't trust you. The Founding Fathers said, don't trust government. Get out of my business. I'm not the bad one. You are. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Alex, the thing I'd like to say is that this is all like fire and brimstone and all of that. I think what's lacking in today's environment with regard to protesting the New World Order and all of that is, I think they're really afraid. I think they're really afraid of laughter, comedy, parody.
I do some of that. It just, here's the deal. I've got 3 small children. Every time I look at them, I get upset because I realize how evil these globalists are. And let me tell you, this is going to go towards mass arrest, black uniforms, red terror stuff. We've got to thread the needle. We've got to turn this around. And everything, and the way it looks, we're going into this. Internet kill switches, Jumbotron saying tattle on your neighbors. It's all being beta tested. I mean, they're already grabbing our genitals. They're now at highway. I hear you. I know. I joke around some. It's just at a certain point, man, how much evil will my fellow Americans put up with and call it good? I appreciate your call, Mike. God bless you. Great call. I didn't hate that state police guy that pulled me over, but I knew I was driving the speed limit. So when he came over here to ask me questions, I'm like, what are you think you're doing? He's like, huh? And I just started rattling stuff off. I can't take it anymore. I can't play along with your joke anymore. Kathy in New Orleans, go ahead. You're on the air.
Hi, Alex. I'm going to say this really, really fast. I'm part of Patriot Radio in New Orleans along with Gary King. We have a meetup group for Ron Paul every single week. And I just want to say, before I go to my second story really fast, is that Ron Paul's wish is to run his caucus as a Republican. So everybody who is trying to be libertarian or independent, please change your vote to Republican by
Sure,
December
we want to try to
15th.
get him. We want to try to get him elected or in there with as a Republican. I'm just saying later, just as a spoiler, to go in and inject real issues, he should run third party if he doesn't look like he's going to get that nomination. What's the next thing, Kathy?
But the thing of it is that you can change back to what you want after the after. Okay, second part. I went to Disney World this week and I refused to put my finger in.
Yeah, biometric scans, all brainwashing.
And they told me that all I had to do was they had to check my signature along with my ID. And evidently, there's a lot of people complaining because they do have
you know what? I haven't been to SeaWorld, and I'd have been there probably 10 times because of the hand scanning. Not doing it. Hadn't been to Disney World. And they lose $40 billion a year in tourism because of the rape TSA, the tyranny, socialist assaulters. I appreciate your call. Good job. Good job. Yeah, say no to all of it. I won't even give them my money, period, because of that. Fine. Knock yourselves out. I can go look at the Grand Canyon. Of course, he'll have thumb scanners there soon. Don in Michigan, good to hear from you, Don. Welcome.
How you doing, Alex? Hey, I just want to say John McCain, Joe Lieberman, what you were talking about earlier, enemy belligerent act. Any persons, including a U.S. citizen, can be detained for the duration.
Well, yeah,
of the
they
conflict.
kill U.S. citizens now. Israel and Reuters said they'll kill U.S. citizens here, and our government said do it. And then people are denying this new bill expands it when it clearly says it in the stinking bill. Because these are operatives. These are traitors that come on there. These are government operatives lying. They're ready in seconds. They're waiting for our article to come out with the lies and the legalese.
Okay, my point I wanted to make is I got new listeners, or semi-new listeners, family and friends listen right now. And I just wanted to let them know that, and I told them, go look up anything that you talk about, you can follow up. You will provide a link to it. You will give them information they can follow up on instead of listening to shame stream media, which is just an absolute joke. You know, and as far as lacking adults, I mean, anybody can look around. Just look around. When you go to the grocery store, when you go anywhere, look how dumb everybody looks, how uninformed. And my family and friends really aren't. I mean, they're into
exactly. And listen, don't get scared by all the zombies who are literally in a trance-like state from television. Scientific fact. Look it up, folks. Look up trance state television, BBC, Alzheimer's connection to television. People that really get deep into it. The zombies don't count. There's only 0.5% globalist in their minions, and we outnumber them 100 to 1. We are the power, and the system knows it and scared, Don.
That's why I want everybody to wake up.
God bless you, Don. Say hi to your family right now. You want to say hi to them?
Oh, yeah. Kathy, Dave, I know you're listening. Rob, keep listening.
God bless you. All right, I am the attack dog for liberty. You know it's true. I can't help it. And I'm a sorry excuse for a person, but I'm the best there is, and so are you. We got a job to do. Paul, Rick, Henry, Dwayne, Martha, your calls are coming up. Stay with us. Okay, we are back live. If you want to support this broadcast, whether you're listening on XM, AM, FM, global shortwave, Infowars.com, the audio streams, the video streams at Prisonplanet.tv, please spread the word about the broadcast. That's how we reach new people. That's how we get through the electronic establishment Berlin Wall. Also, you can purchase the books, DVDs, T-shirts that also spread the word at Infowars.com. I'm offering the best deal ever through Christmas, and that is all 18 of my films that are on DVD, professional documentaries, Masters of Terror, Reflections and Warnings, Endgame, Martial Law, Dark Secrets Inside Bohemian Grove, The Order of Death, Terror Storm, Police State, all 4 police states, Obama Deception, Fall of the Republic, and it comes with some Infowars.com bumper stickers and Citizen Rulebook, and the music of Infowars. Great Graham Reynolds CD. It's got the music from Endgame and other films on it. All of that, $99.95, normally normally $360, excuse me. So $260 discount, Infowars.com. And running through the end of this month, just 3-4 days left, you can get 15-day free trial subscription at Prisonplanet.tv right now and see my nightly news reports, 7 o'clock every evening, professionally produced with reporters, correspondents, the whole 9 yards. It's InfoWars Nightly News at Prisonplanet.tv or InfoWarsNews.com. And you can also sign up for a year right now and get 5.5 months free. It comes out to a 44% discount. We only offer that in late November, December every year. That special is going simultaneously, but the 15-day free trial ends in the middle of this week. You want to take advantage of that today. Okay, I'm going to come back in the final segment and go to all of these callers, try to jam in as many as I can. But first, again, I'll cover this more during the week because now that they're saying he may be the #1 candidate, if you look at the index of polls, he's really about number 3. But they are really trying right now to push Newt Gingrich. I thought I would just open up a couple salvos on him and not just say he's a globalist and wants a new world order, but actually give you some meat and potatoes. Now, the first thing I want to do is just a Bill Clinton clip from 2 days ago, a Newsmax interview, where he basically says, well, for conservatives, he's a great guy who's reasonable and is informed. Now, you know, when Bill Clinton's praising somebody, I thought this was his arch nemesis. That was all a show back in '94. I even knew that myself then when I was dumb as a box of rocks. Why, though? We're going to play this Clinton clip, and then we'll answer why the establishment wants Newt Gingrich. I mean, it's a two-party dictatorship. At the top, they work together. Newt Gingrich has called for global government and the end of America. I'm going to read you some of the quotes of the book he endorsed here in just a moment. But first, let's go to this clip. Here's Bill Clinton 2 days ago after the last debate talking about Newt Gingrich.
He's articulate, and he tries to think of a conservative version of an idea that will solve a legitimate problem. For example, last night, I watched the national security debate last night, and Newt said 2 things that would make an independent voter say, well, I got to consider that. He said, okay, I don't want to legitimize people immigrants who came here undocumented, illegally. On the other hand, a lot of those people have been here for years. They've worked hard. They've paid taxes. They got kids in the schools. They're not criminals. We're going to have a hard time sending them all home. There are millions of them. So I'd like to have a process where they could be here legally but not have a path to citizenship. That sort of splits the difference between the immigration reforms.
I'm not going to go into the rest of it. We don't have time, the worship, but it's up at Infowars.com and RoseReport.com and all the other better sites. But again, that amnesty plan that Bush brought up 4 times, that Obama's brought up twice, lets them bring up to 6 family members in. They sign a form of their aggravated felons. That means violent felons or felons, robbing with a weapon, raping, arson, things like that, aggravated. Bad felons, the really nasty ones. They sign a form promising not to do it anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, sheriffs and police are on record all over the country. They pull over a van with 15 illegal aliens. If they do arrest them for drunk driving, the judge gives them a $5 fine maximum. I've talked to people from inside the Travis County prosecutor's office, high up, who won't come on the show, but they've been to my office. They've given me their cards. I've seen them on TV. And they said, oh, yeah, the judges let them go for $5 or $10. Car wrecks, you name it. Well, I don't need them to tell me that. It's already in the news. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's incredible. There's Newt Gingrich. Now, let's go to another clip. Because every time I mention this, I get emails saying it's not true. This is a TV ad that ran, Nancy Pelosi and Newt Gingrich commercial on climate change. They never tell you what the solution is, but it's always a carbon tax. The bill they were trying to pass 3 years ago when this was brought forward was federal home inspections, carbon taxes on everything, total shutdown of America, China's exempt. So this is a military attack on our energy system. Coal supplies 51%. They want that completely bankrupt. That's a quote from Pelosi and Obama have both said it. Don't believe me? Just type Nancy Pelosi bankrupt coal. Obama bankrupt coal. You'll get the stinking videos. Okay?